Hello, welcome to my mind. This is one of my journals. I have actually a number of journals and a bunch of random pieces of paper that I never even bothered to keep, but this is one that was given to me by a friend, Julia Morocco. Thank you, Julia. And so I've used quite a lot of this. Been doing a lot of research over the last few years. Into energy and just curiosity, I guess, just an exploration, just a lot of knowledge seeking. But I've recently been talking about a gyroscopic generator. So it ties into what Einstein was saying, E equals mc squared. So I'm going to try to explain that to you in a way that I understand it. So imagine that you have a spinning body like the planet. Well, in order for the planet to not fall apart, the energy has to be traveling inward. And as it does, it creates a vortex, which creates a north magnetic field, which pulls in energy through the south field as it circulates and creates two halves, right? So at the center, you have rotation, and it's being pulled in so the planet doesn't fall apart, and it's rotating around the surface of the planet. That's how it's using its energy. So when you look at these two things, you have at the equator, you have the gyroscopic inertia, which is caused by the internal circulation of magma for the planet, or for, in us, circulation, blood within cells, the electromagnetic osmosis, which is essentially water freely circulating with vital minerals, which are creating prana, or energy, your personal north field. So the idea is that when you're looking at these two forces, they have to equate, because if they were out of balance, then the Earth would implode, or it would fall apart. So they're in perfect balance because they're in rotation. So let's look at these two forms of rotation. So imagine a straight line, and here is the moment of inertia, which is how you calculate inertia for a specific object, because it's different for every kind of object. But for a cylinder, it's 1/2 mr squared. So we'll say cylinder is the second shape, and it generates gyroscopic torque, which creates inertia from the cylinder, which creates another layer of rotation. But this is based on momentum. So the speed of the wheel is based on the cumulative momentum of the gyroscopic inertia. And when you look at a cylinder, and then you look at a disk, and you look at their moments of inertia, you notice they're identical. So the reality is that one dimension creates another dimension of rotation. So because moment of inertia is identical from a cylinder and a disk, the equation simply falls to E equals mc squared. So the gyroscopic torque creates a larger dimension of rotation naturally. That's how it happens in space. So E, if you were looking at what I'm building right now, you have, we'll call it two parts, right? The spinning masses on two dimensions. But you combine their masses, and because the moment of inertia is identical, once you start putting in energy here, you also receive energy here, but accumulative as the wheel spins faster and faster. So as the momentum builds, the small amount of energy that's being produced here increases dramatically. And that's just a more mathematical explanation of what I was saying in the other video.